Okay, this is exciting. Here we go. So, this is my first long form video that I'm doing like this, where I'm just sitting on the balcony and I'm going to talk about life in Thailand. I've done a lot of shorts, I've done a lot of reels, but I realized that I haven't really done just a little sit down conversation about what life is like out here and how things have been the last 3 months. It was actually an idea that one of my friends gave me, so I appreciate you. So here we are. First, I hope that there's no background noise. I'm using this mic, so it should cut out some of the wind and construction that's happening around here. So hopefully it does. Where do I start? Oh man, okay. So it's been 3 months living out here, and I feel like finally in this last 2 to 3 weeks is when I've been actually settling down. I think the first month felt like a vacation, not gonna lie. My sister and nephew were here with me and spent the first couple weeks. And I was doing a lot of sightseeing, a lot of touristy stuff. In the last couple weeks is when my visa actually kicked in. So my Muay Thai visa, my education visa is officially stamped and I'm in. So I think now it just became very real. I think that the first couple months as well, I was doing a lot of exploring, just getting to know the area, this new home, right? I genuinely believe home isn't a place, not to get all corny or cheesy. I think home is where we create. Home is an atmosphere, not a point on the map. So yeah, I think I was challenge. It was challenging for me the first month to 2 months, just creating sort of an atmosphere where I can start a habit and a routine. And I still haven't quite exactly done that yet, but I feel like in the last couple of weeks I've been actually settling down. So I didn't really give myself any time frames for anything, by the way. I just wanted to go with how I'm feeling, not setting any expectations, and just not going with the flow necessarily, but just going with how I feel. So yeah, I do. Before I jump into anything else, I do just want to say I can't tell my friends and family how much I love you guys enough for supporting me through this. The amount of vulnerability that it takes to put yourself out there in the world like this. I mean, I've always sort of admired that when I watched people on YouTube. I'm like, man, like they're just putting themselves out there to the world and minus the judgment, minus what people think. And I'm somebody that pursues discomfort to begin with. So I knew there was going to be some struggle with that. I just didn't realize how much. But when friends and family are messaging me and texting me and replying to stuff and liking stuff, it means more than you guys know. So I appreciate you. Thank you. Not just friends and family, but it's pretty neat of how many people sort of you can resonate things with, random strangers that you've never met before. And that just tells you we all speak the same language, right? We're all going through the same crap. We're all just, this is everybody's first time in the world. This is everybody's first time on planet Earth. We're all trying to figure this out together. So I share content. The reason why I wanted to share this journey is, yes, first because my friends and family, I wanted them to experience this with me. But then once the whole perception around peace came into play for me, it was about just a reminder also to slow down, because that's how it clicked for me many years ago when I knew that this is the journey that I wanted to go on. Is something clicked in my mind where I was just doing everything like it was an emergency. And I'm sure we've all at some point seen a reel or a post where how you regulate your nervous system is by doing things like it's not an emergency, not having to wash dishes like it's an emergency, not driving like it's an emergency. We're so lenient with our horn when there's even a minor inconvenience when we drive. Why? something clicked with me in the past, so that's why I continue to share. Hopefully, that it'll just inspire and click for somebody else, which it has. And it's been actually really cool to see and to hear that something that I just wasn't even. I'll give you an example: the tire change thing. That one hit me real hard because we associated tire change with, or sorry, a flat tire with stress, right? We're in the vehicle for a reason. We're trying to get from point A to point B. So when we get a flat tire, we immediately associate that with stress and getting in a way, a roadblock. Well, what if you don't have anywhere to be? And so when I first got that flat tire and I saw it, I had this like immediate stress and panic. And then I took a second to think about it and I said, hold on, I have nowhere to go. And it just made me realize that it wasn't actually the flat tire that was causing me the stress. It was the feeling that I thought I had somewhere to be. And when I realized I didn't, it just washed completely over me. Like I was like, oh, okay, so we're good, we're chilling. And then I turned it into a video because I said, hold on, I'm sure there's somebody out there that can resonate or click with this. And it did, which was really cool. But also just that memory and that perspective for me, where it went from something that I would have panicked through in the past, try to get on my phone, call BCAA or someone to try to repair this damn tire. Whereas this time I changed it myself. I made a video. I had a coffee in between, and what would typically have been some of the most stressful time in the past for me, especially I have a deja vu around when I was on my way to work and this happened. And I remember thinking, oh man, okay, I gotta message my manager. I gotta let them know I'm gonna be late. What's gonna happen with this and what's gonna happen with that. So maybe in that moment it was like a deja vu of that panic and stress, but you take that out and you realize that so much of the stress has to do with just our relationship with time and not the actual circumstance, right? Is how we feel like past that circumstance. So it's almost like we're living in the future and experiencing the stress rather than just saying, hold on, what is actually happening right now? Am I in danger? No. Is my health compromised? No. And as soon as I think if we just take that extra second to think when these sort of challenges hit us, we let our shoulders down, and it was just a good reminder. So again, that's why I share, just as a reminder to slow down, and that's just what I'm trying to do out here, and is just unlearn everything that I've learned for the 38 years of my life and the way I was conditioned to think, how everything is done on an agenda. I can't tell you how freeing it is to wake up in the morning and not know what day it is. I can't articulate it. I can't put it into words how freeing that is. And don't get me wrong, I think there's going to be a day where I will roll over and have to know or will need to know what day it is. But there's just something about resetting the way that I am out here that is just going to set me up to learn the new way of doing things going forward. So, yeah, like I said, I don't really have any topics of conversation for this first video. I just wanted to get on camera. I just wanted to sort of talk about what comes to my mind. I wanted to let my mind wander a little bit and to see what happens when I turn the video on and I hold the mic like this. And I think going forward, I'll talk about some questions that people have been asking. Like one of the questions is how long do I plan on being out here for? So I won't get into that too much. Or how is the food? How is the culture? I want to get into all of that. But for now, I just want to come on here for 10 to 15 minutes, which I think it's been already, and just talk about sort of what's been on my mind. I do want to also say that the process of bringing the animals over, oh my God, you guys know Kiara, Amelia, and Arwen are here with me. Oh man, I don't know if it's like that but from all countries, but Canada sure does not make it easy. I'll tell you that much. I will give some feedback. I don't know to who, but I will give somebody feedback somewhere. Um, but yeah, it was hella complicated, hella complicated. There was even a brief moment where I thought that this may not be possible. I mean, bringing one is already difficult as it is. To bring three, and to think even if maybe one of their health was compromised, or if one of the blood tests came back saying that there was an issue, um, I had that thought where I said, okay, well, what am I going to do with them then? What am I going to do with one of them if they're not able to come? It was maybe less than 30 seconds where I was like, hold on, then I'm not coming. That's not even a question. I'm not going to. You guys see the love that I have for animals. If you've seen any of my reels and other videos, I just have this crazy, crazy amount of love for animals. So if I'm wanting to feed every stray out here and love every stray that I meet, just imagine how I am with my own babies. So, anyways, that was not going to happen. I was not going to come here without them. So I'm very glad that they're here with me, because, like I said, it wasn't a thought. If I wasn't able to come, let's just here. Let me tell you this. If I was not able to come to Thailand with the animals and travel with them because of whatever, I'd be moving somewhere remote, off the grid, northern BC, maybe somewhere very remote on Vancouver Island. I'd get one of those mini homes because I think they're so awesome, so badass. I'd get one of those mini homes. It would be like solar panels. I'd make sure it's somewhere near water, so I've got fresh water, and that would be my life for a while for my reset. So that sounds pretty damn good too. If I do come back, I think that's what I'm coming back to. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video with me. Thank you again, friends and fam, for all the love and all the support. I can't tell you what it means to me. It just gives me the confidence to continue doing this because I'm loving it. I really am. It's just such a cool creative outlet as well. Just being able to, because my mind, it's such a stimulated mind. I need to be working. I feel like I'm like Kiara, where she's like always have to be working, like a working breed. I feel like that's what I am too. At least my mind is. But that's also why I'm out here, is to not always be like that. But I do know myself, and I know that I do like to be stimulated. I love to be stimulated, especially my mind. And this content and creating content is such a cool outlet for me to be able to do that. So always love, fam, always peace, and I will talk to you guys the next time I make this video, or I make a video. I didn't even take a sip of my coffee. Yeah. Peace.